Welcome to Raven from Valhalla, a sportscast podcast produced by the Valhalla Sports Talk YouTube channel. My name is Jeff Cram, but most of the berserkers and the homies on my YouTube channel call me Valhalla. Raven from Valhalla will be recorded Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and aired live on the Valhalla Sports Talk YouTube channel. It will then be made available in audio form on Google Podcasts with distribution to sites like Spotify and iHeartRadio. Thank you for tuning in and enjoy today's show. What's up, everybody? What's up? Raven from Valhalla, the Sportscast podcast. It's Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. Season 1, Episode 4. Title of today's show is Everything is for Sale. Everything is for sale. We got some folks checking into the chat. Mark Fetters, The Butterfly, D-Way. "9 a.m. coffee time," says D-Way. Dominic says, "What's up?" Happy hump day. It is hump day. Halfway there. Oh. Living on a prayer as we head towards the weekend. Let's get this music down a little bit. Let's get this music down. Looking for a co-host, y'all. Looking for a co-host. Desperately seeking a co-host that works for free and is available at 9 a.m. my time, 12 o'clock Eastern. Willing to work for free, willing to deal with me. Dog catcher checks in. Big day. Halfway there. Let's go. Let's get it going here. We'll head to football, y'all. 92 days until the start of the 2023-2024 NFL season. 80 days before college football ramps up and gets it going. In the Madden video game realm, they held a raffle in their office to decide who was going to be the cover athlete. It was between the Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts, and Bills quarterback, Josh Allen, for who should be the cover athlete for this year's video game. And the winner is Josh Allen. Covers released on the Valhalla Sports Talk Discord. Two versions, of course. You have the regular game and then the extended, the enhanced version. Dave Rhodes in the house. Butterfly says, "I have a facial peel my time on Friday, so I can't make it." But yeah. The Commanders, Washington Commanders, open to listening for trade offers for second overall pick Chase Young. What's he worth? Unbelievable rookie year. Been hurt a lot since. But definitely a talent to be had in the NFL. Still no movement on the running back front. Zeke Elliott rumored to possibly be reuniting, and it feels so good with the Dallas Cowboys. Dalvin Cook tweets this morning, a tweet of the chef. What does that mean? Who knows? Could Dalvin Cook be taking a pay cut to stay with the Minnesota Vikings? Butterfly thinks that Joe Burrow would have been a good choice for the cover. I agree. Jacksonville Jaguars this morning. They released a video of a new stadium concept. Beautiful video, of course. Beautiful concept. Right on the ocean. Jacksonville, of course, has been rumored to be a team that could possibly end up overseas in England. So what's going on here? We're battling. Jacksonville says we don't want to lose our team. Let's release this video. No funding announced. Everything's for sale. Everything is for sale. Dominic thinks that Dalvin is headed for Miami. Butterfly says, you hear about the air pollution coming from Canada. New York City. New York City. Very dingy looking. I read about 20 minutes ago that walking around in New York City for a day right now is the equivalent of smoking 6 cigarettes. How they figure that out, I don't know. Mark Fetters asked the question, is the Madden cover still a curse? What do you think? What do you think, chat? So that's kind of where we're at in the NFL. So the OTAs, the voluntary OTAs are over. In the next week or so, teams will have their required OTAs where the players have to be there. They don't have a choice or they'll get fined. But let's move on to basketball. We're talking basketball. Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight. Series currently tied 1-1. It'll be on ABC at 5:30 my time, 8:30 on the East Coast. Denver favored by 2.5. Joker and his cast versus Butler and his cast. My prediction, of course, was a sweep by Denver. That's long gone. They're going to play at least 6. But who do you got? Who do you got in tonight's contest, and what is your revised prediction for the series? I personally think Denver is done losing games in this final. Since we were on last, Frank Vogel was named the new Suns head coach, the Phoenix Suns. And he came out yesterday and said he wants to restore DeAndre Ayton back to his all-star level. DeAndre Ayton, obviously interesting to me because he played an hour north of me at the University of Arizona in college. I always thought I would love to see him in Laker purple. But Vogel says he's going to work with him. SD says if you want to see how it looks in New York right now, check out the live view from Times Square. Dominic predicting the Heat will win the first one in Miami, and the Nugs will take the second game. Mark says the Heat just might make it a series. Heat by Butterfly and SD. The Heat want it more, says Butterfly. I don't agree with that, Butterfly. The Heat have championships. The Nuggets do not. Yeah, I don't know. If LeBron is trying to get Kyrie to the Lakers, just another reason for me to be looking forward to the day when we can go back to being the Lakers instead of Team LeBron. And if they don't sign Austin Reeves, I'm going to lose my shit. I read that the Lakers are willing to go up to $1 million a season for Mr. Reeves. $1 million contract. Not a season, but $1 million contract. But they'll be back at it tonight, y'all. I won't be streaming that game. I imagine there will be a number that will. Moving on. Hockey. Stanley Cup playoffs. Game 3 is Thursday night in Florida. 5 p.m. start. My time, 8 p.m. Eastern. Vegas leads that series 2-0. Dominant performance in Game 2. I don't think they will lose the game in these Stanley Cup finals. I think Vegas will sweep, and they'll hoist their first Stanley Cup. On this date in 1997, the Detroit Red Wings won their first Stanley Cup in 42 years. It was a sweep. They swept the Philadelphia Flyers. And it was the start of a mini dynasty for Detroit. They won cups in 97, 98, 02, and 08. Dominic says, I will lose my shit if they don't re-sign him. I do remember when Mitch was the man. Vegas will win it all, says Butterfly. We'll see. It was a dominating game the other night. Pretty close to about halfway through the third period, and then Vegas turned it on. And they ended up ending it with an empty net goal. But that's it for hockey. Kings making some moves, changed their announcing format, traded some dude. And now we're moving on to baseball. Baseball, y'all. So I'm scrolling through Twitter today, and I see, I think it was the St. Louis Cardinals had won a baseball game. And upon victory, their little Cardinal mascot comes running onto the field with a huge St. Louis Cardinal flag flowing behind him majestically. And I want to go on record right here. It's time for the Dodgers to get a real mascot. I want the Los Angeles Dodgers to get a big, cuddly mascot that the children love, that the fans adore. It's time. It's time for the Dodgers to do that. None of these ones that they've had, not the Hello Kitty, not them big-headed kids that they have. I want a Dodger mascot. So then you wonder, what would that be? Well, what should a Dodger mascot look like? Of course, the Dodgers were called the Bums, right? They came from New York. Why can't we have a big-headed bum guy? The 5 o'clock shadow, stogie sticking out of his mouth. Maybe like a hobo. I mean, look at the other teams. We say, what is a Dodger, right? What is that nightmare that the Flyers have? What's his name? Gritty? Yeah, they love him, and he's funny as hell. The Dodger dog is a natural. A 2-man wiener dog suit. What? I think we just need a bum. A big old lovable bum. Tattered clothing. Dodgers colors. And I want one of them big flags too. I want a big Dodger flag that unfurls when they're in victory formation. Butterfly says a person who engages in cunning tricks or dishonest practices to avoid something unpleasant. That's a Dodger in the dictionary. You shut your mouth, Butterfly. You shut your mouth. We know you're a plant, a spy for them Houston Astros. We know you're a spy that's in here for those Houston Astros. Yeah, kind of like a Homer Simpson guy, but not that. Regular skin tone, whiskers, stogie in his mouth. Have him go around on the field on a little trolley. That's what I want. And I demand it. I'm going to start a petition or something. Ellie De La Cruz debuts last night against the Dodgers. 6'8", giant of a man, 21 years old. First career hit was the hardest hit ball by a Cincinnati Reds player this season. And it didn't even go out of the stadium. 118-mile exit velocity. Is now I think the likely favorite to win Rookie of the Year after one game, according to BetMGM. Crazy. Where are you, James Outman? Wherefore art thou, James Outman? The Braves last night. Mets talking all kinds of smack in their dugout. They're in the lead. The Braves come back with a 4-run 6th inning and beat the Mets. People are angry. People are angry. Trade deadline in Major League Baseball is August 1st. Who are the buyers going to be? Who are the sellers going to be? Yep, Carroll from Arizona has a good chance to win Rookie of the Year as well. Astros coming to Dodger Stadium 2 weeks. 6'5", says Dominic for De La Cruz. Braves are not only the favorite to win the NL East, Flame Legend, they are the favorites to win the World Series. Followed by the Dodgers. Let's take a quick look at the MLB standings. Tampa Bay Rays still a 5.5 game lead over the Orioles, who have cooled down a little bit. In the American League Central, the Twins still on top by 3.5 over Cleveland. In the American League West, the Rangers 20 games over 500. They're on fire, 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 5 in a row. 4.5 game lead over Butterfly's Houston Astros. In the National League, the Atlanta Braves, 36-24, a 3-game lead over the Miami Marlins. Mets dropping 6.5 back. In the National League Central, the Brewers, 33-28, a half a game lead over Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh lost yesterday with a chance to gain some ground. The Reds win yesterday put them 5 games out of first place. And the one we don't want to talk about, the one we wish we didn't have to talk about, the one that we shouldn't be talking about. In the National League West, the Arizona Diamondbacks now with a 1-game lead over the Los Angeles Dodgers. They walked us off. We had them on the ropes. They walk us off, coming back from down 8-3. Lots of angst, lots of anger from the Dodger faithful. You got to blame somebody. We don't want to blame the pitchers. Let's blame Dave Roberts. Let's blame him. Left that pitcher in too long. Left the pitcher in too long. But what are his options, y'all? We've seen this bullpen now. We've seen this bullpen through a third of the season. What is the name in the bullpen that makes you say, I feel good? That's it. That's going to get us the dub. Someone please tell me that name. Because if you know it, I'll get it to Roberts. I'll try to figure out how to get it to Roberts. All right, 22 minutes in. Let's get on to overtime. Overtime, this is where I talk about whatever I want. And I've got quite a bit to talk about. We talked the other day about Lionel Messi. Guess what? He's coming to America, y'all. Coming to America, just like Eddie Murphy. He's going to be joining a club called Inter Miami next year. Inter Miami. Everything's for sale, y'all. So he will not be joining Ronaldo in the Saudi Arabian League. Inter Miami convinces him to come play here in the United States. In other news, the big news yesterday, of course, with everything free and for sale, the PGA LIV merger shows that everything and everyone has a price. And that if Saudi Arabia wants to buy an NFL team, there will be an amount of money that gets the owners to allow it. But let me tell you, y'all, the Saudis, rich with oil money, even with all the bad that comes from that country, human rights violations, 9/11 hijackers came from there. They treat women like shit. But they got that green, they got that cheddar, they got that scratch, bacon, dinero, dollars, ducats, cheddar, cheese. Tiger Woods turned down a $780 million offer when he stood up for the PGA and said, I'm not joining Live Golf Tour. I'm not going to do it. This is where I made my name. This is where the legends that I followed made their names. Not going to go. And the PGA, with everything for sale, after a year-long smear campaign against the Saudis, talking about just what I was talking about, human rights violations, their politics. They sold out. They sold out. Blaze Radio checks in and says Saudis have done it with wrestling and now golf. What's next? Football is going to be there. They're going to go after soccer heavy. They're going to go after soccer. I see it in the chat there, but I already had it up on my list here. Bad news this morning. Broke just before I came online. The Iron Sheik has passed away at age of 81. Iron Sheik, of course, from my day of wrestling, the days that I used to be an avid wrestling watcher. Hulk Hogan, Randy Macho Man Savage, Sergeant Slaughter. Iron Sheik passes away at 81. Rest in peace, legend. SD says they're already in soccer. I'm talking about buying the whole thing. I'm talking about taking over the whole thing. All right, and to close this show out, y'all, we talk about YouTube, videos, podcasts. Tucker Carlson, he formerly of Fox News fame, legal issues surrounding him, gets fired from Fox News after they pay out a rather large lawsuit due to his actions. Comes to Twitter last night, does the first episode of something called Tucker Carlson. Just a show called Tucker Carlson. I watched it. It was about 15-minute episode. Let's talk about news ratings last night in relation to this. Prime time slot, 8 to 11. News. CNN, 569,000 viewers. Fox News does their primetime news show. 1.73 million viewers. MSNBC, 1.86 million viewers. The first episode of Tucker Carlson on Twitter last night, as of 8 o'clock this morning, 63 million viewers. $63 million viewers. Twitter and YouTube are about to be the news, y'all. They are about to be the news. As the older folks move on from this world, YouTube and Twitter are going to be where you get your news. Crazy. 63 million. Joe Rogan's podcast doing crazy numbers. Everything is for sale, though. Crazy, crazy. But that's going to be it for today's show, y'all. I appreciate you for joining in on episode 4 here. I'll be back tomorrow, as will the Raven from Valhalla Sportscast podcast. Remember, y'all, I need somebody that's off at 9 o'clock, desperately seeking co-host. Desperately seeking co-host will work for $0. But I want to wish you and yours a great day. We'll see you tonight for Dodger baseball. Longest episode, 30 minutes. We set a record. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Raven from Valhalla, a Sportscast podcast. I appreciate you taking some time out of your busy day. If you're watching today's show on YouTube, please subscribe to the Valhalla Sports Talk YouTube channel. Give the video a like and turn on notifications so you know when Valhalla Sports Talk posts videos or goes live. If you're a Google Podcast listener, please follow and bookmark this page. Have a great day, and remember, when a Raven from Valhalla brings the sports news, you know it just got serious.